Elias, my trainer, I need you this weekend.
Ugh. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
I ain't finna do that.
That's the first
Feel about it.
backflip we've ever had.
That's love.
That's a first. What's up, everyone? We are back with a team talk here in Miami. I have two very, very special guests. Elias, my trainer, and an absolute legend for the Miami Dolphins, Bradley Chubb. Thank you for coming on the show.
No doubt. Thanks for having me.
No, of course. I'm excited for the weekend. I've spent my life growing up watching the Miami Dolphins, and to be able to race around the stadium is really special. So you're going to be at the race, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there for sure. Cheering your home, man. So I'm. It's pretty dope, man, to be a part of. Like you said, just coming home, having that homecoming, being a Dolphins fan for so long, and going out there and competing at Hard Rock. So it's gonna be. I'm excited for you, brother.
Yeah, we had last year. We had some mini games. We did some like speed drills. I have to say, Alex did beat me, which was depressing.
Do you know who he was coached by?
But Elliot, yeah, by you. But Elias, we've been working on some speed drills, some explosive drills.
Now.
I think this year I would take him.
Easily.
That's what's up. Hey, hopefully they set it up again so we could get the rematch. We need it.
Right? This time I'm gonna go on your team.
Yeah, for sure. Get coached up by the best, man. For
right?
sure.
So fun fact, I brought Elias to his first Miami Dolphins game.
Oh, that's what's up. What game
What was
y'all
that?
come to?
January?
January, yeah.
Against Buffalo.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I went there.
And I think you enjoyed it, right?
Yeah. It was fun.
So
it was my first football game ever.
Mm-hmm. It was a good experience. huh?
Yeah.
So I have a question for me and you.
Okay.
And that would be, if I know you don't know the position's amazing, but if you could pick a position, where would you want to play?
The guy who runs on this. Oh, no. I want to be defense, the guy who blocks the passive. What's it called?
Cornerback or a safety.
Safety.
Defensive back. We call it a defensive back.
I think I would want to be a receiver. I think that's a pretty cool job.
No, 100%.
You get to turn and burn.
You're fast.
Make some
Very
plays.
explosive.
One of my favorite things to do, honestly, is like watching good route runners, like just receivers who just shifty and can get in the breaks and all that. So I respect receivers a lot for what they do. I respect DBs for what they do too, because they got to guard that running backwards. So it's hard.
I want to smash some people.
If you want to do that, you might want to be on the D-line, brother. That's what I do.
Yeah, but I want to like catch them and tackle.
Okay. We'll put you at linebacker then.
Okay.
Yep.
So last year, obviously, I feel like the team was having a great season.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up a few injuries at the end of the year, including yours, and just how's it going with that? How's the rehab going?
Yeah, it's going good, man. As good as it can be for this point, you know what I mean? I feel like the ACL recovery is just so long and strenuous, but I've been having a positive attitude throughout it all, man, and just understanding that, seeing that light at the end of the tunnel and working towards that, and not really thinking about what it could be or what it isn't, and just, taking it day by day, man, focusing on how I can make today the best day possible, and it's been working out for me, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I respect that.
Was it your first time or?
Third time. So I did it. So I did it in high school on this leg, and then my second year in the NFL, I did it again on this leg, and then did this one this past year. Yep.
So right one for the change.
Yeah, right when I had to change it up.
Yeah.
it wanted to join in on the fun a little bit. So
What's the key movement? How do you rehab it?
so right now, my main thing is trying to get my quad as strong as possible, because that's kind of like what controls like everything that we do. Trying to get my quad as strong as possible, and then after that, that's when the motion and the mobility comes in. So I think I'm not past the strengthening stage. Obviously, I could get stronger and stronger, but I'm more on that mobility side, trying to get back into the motions of running, trying to get back into the those lunge patterns and stuff like that you don't think you can't do, but when you have something like this, that you got to like relearn it. So it's been going good, man. I've been enjoying the process of it, man. Just seeing the small wins each and every day, like I said. So it's been fun.
Wanted to talk about a little bit of training, and bit of differences between what you do, what we do.
Yeah, I'll say for outside looking in, for us, like everybody sees with the finished product for us, we run into people, tackle people. So obviously you have to be strong. You have to be, be able to recover fast, and you got to work on the tendons and the ligaments and all that. Make sure everything is running tip-top shape. But my kind of question for you is like, from the outside looking in, it doesn't look physical driving, you know what I mean? But I know it's a lot that goes into it. So obviously we do the weight training, we do all this. What is your kind of process like?
Well, it's kind of hard, and this is where Elias comes in to help me as much as he can, but we have a limit on weight.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a quick metabolism. I'm eating as much as I can. He's forcing it. He's
trying.
He's trying.
I'm trying to eat as much as I can. But the big thing is, I feel like I went through my first season. I identified a bunch of areas I need to improve on. The two big ones was my cardio, my neck strength, and that's what we've been working on for the majority of this preseason, going into the season. And my one wish is that everyone could feel what it's like to have a flat out lap in a Formula One car, and to be put under that sort of G-force and see what it does to your body, because it is almost impossible to comprehend. And it's something I wish everyone could experience.
Yeah, no doubt. I wish I could, man. I could see myself driving now.
Kind of the performance side is one aspect of it, but also kind of how you feel is the way bigger picture. And you can imagine yourself like going through a stressful situation. Would you rather be in a top shape or not in shape?
Yeah.
And obviously the answer is like, yeah, I would like to be in the shape, because you know how it feels. You know how you feel confident, you feel sharp, you feel like your thinking is better. And then if you add up the stress of the media, the crowd, the competition, and then you add up the heat stress, and you're sitting 1 hour 15, 1 hour 20 minutes, how long it lasts, in a car, and your heart rate is about 80% of your max. So it's not like intense, but during that time, it starts wearing you out.
Yeah.
So the cardio, endurance, all this that needs to be in a good shape, that you maintain your focus. And then the margin is going to be quite small. So you can imagine two guys, one is like, he's fit, but the other guy's fitter. So it can be that the last 10 minutes, you lose your focus tiny bit.
Yeah.
And then you start thinking later, what if I would have been in a better shape?
And as well, you can imagine at those speeds, if you start to lose your concentration at all. That's it.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's one of the big things. And I feel like I'm in a better place this year, but still for sure room to grow.
I don't know if you have like secrets, like if you don't like to say what you do but how do you work the conditioning? Like what conditioning stuff do you like? Is it just kind of just regular cardio, or is it like specific stuff that you do?
I'll let Elias answer.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I like to say, when people always ask this question about any sport, and the more I've observed and the more I meet people who do stuff on the professional level, they just do the same stuff, the basic stuff, but they do it well. They do it better.
No,
so
for sure.
This is something we aim at. So we do running, we do rowing, we do eco bike, cycling, and just trying to up the dose. So we do intervals, we do a lot of conditioning, a lot of conditioning, because conditioning is something that it benefits you in so many levels. But one would be that it's not training you, it's mostly just building the capacity, and it's a good way to kind of reset your system, for example, for the jet lag and so on, but it's also improving your overall fitness. And then we do interval training like any other, and different durations. We do intense stuff like 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and we do something that I like the most, and he probably hates it the most, the 4 minutes on. Like kind of it's like this, for me personally, I love it because it brings the results, but also I hate it because it's the most uncomfortable one. Go 4 minutes full send, 3 minutes off, and
How many rounds of that? How many rounds?
Till we fall over.
3 to 6 rounds.
4 minutes all out in 3 rests. I'll cherish those 3 minutes for sure.
I mean, that's a good question. In the NFL, I guess it's more about being explosive.
Yeah.
Is that right?
It's really like position specific. So like a receiver, a DB, like those receivers running 20-yard routes, 30-yard routes, the whole game. So they got to be in shape. They got to make sure they running legs is all good. But for my position, an O lineman or a D lineman or a linebacker, linebackers, they run a lot more. Safeties, they run a lot more. But like a defensive lineman, our money makers is within that first 10 yards. Like, okay, get off the line, boom, boom, boom. I might have to chase the ball, but like, do I have to run as much as a receiver does? You know what I mean? And I still got to keep on my weight. So obviously it's conditioning. Obviously we run it and do everything to make sure we tip-top conditioning. But it is position specific how much you do to run in the off season.
Yeah.
How much you do?
I would say as a bigger guy, I would say I do more than you would expect. You know what I mean? I like doing 110s. This is something that I used to do in college. Where I didn't want to do them in college. I had to do them in college for my strength coach. And I feel like it honestly got me in the best shape, man. Just doing those 110s. I probably do like 15 at this point now. But back in college, man, we were doing like 25, 30. So definitely not trying to get all the way back there again. But yeah, I would say I'm like on the more side for a bigger guy for sure in the off season. Because I like being able to run, man. I like being able to chase the ball down and, go after 20 yards down the field. They're not expecting my big self to be down there running. So I like that surprise factor. So I train like that.
I got a question. We both use the number 2.
Yep.
What's your reasoning behind it?
So at first, when I first got traded, I got traded in the middle of the season in 2022. So when I first got traded, I just wanted the best number possible. And 55 was used by Jerome Baker. Number 9 was being used by Noah. Those were my 2 numbers. I wore 55 in Denver and 9 in college. And then I looked at the roster. I saw the dude that they traded for me wore number 2. So I was like, number 2 is obviously open. Just kept looking. Told my agent, I said, yeah, just give me number 2, bro. I want number 2. I want to look slim.
Dude.
And then
I was the same.
That's exactly what it was, man. And then as I got I got traded, got to Miami, sitting in my hotel room with my mom, and just kind of like start thinking about everything and the process of where I was at. It was like my part 2 of my career, the second coming of, just kind of like a part 2, a fresh start for everything. So I kind of took that role into it and applied it to like my everyday life, man, and just like anytime I was like down bad or like trying to go back to what I used to do, not saying that what I used to do was bad, but like, just those old habits that you want to break, I always like just reminded myself, hey man, it's the part 2. You got to, move different. So
Nice.
kind of used it in that aspect.
Yeah, nice. I mean, it was similar for me. My number's 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite number. Of course, all the numbers that you first one are taken. So I just went for I actually raced with number 2 in a lower category and had a really good season. So I was like, let's run it back.
Let's run it back.
Run it back.
I love it.
What do you think about these new rules holding the defense back?
I think it's an offensive driven league, obviously, man. People want to see, like we just asked about earlier, Tyreek. People want to see those touchdowns. People want to see, the product of offense, which I can't blame them because that's exciting. That's what it is, So obviously they're trying to do everything to protect that product. So, it's unfortunate that, you got to find different ways around it, but it is what it is, man. It's one of those things you can't control, so you just got to go out there and make the best out of it.
I mean, it's similar. It is really similar to racing when you think about these little rules that you just have to try and get around.
Yeah.
And they can be frustrating at times.
Mm-hmm.
They can catch you out at times, and I guess you just have to deal with it.
Something specific on your mind?
You sound like you would.
There's a few things.
Okay, bring it out.
I mean, for example, just like track limits. It's such fine margins, and you could put together a beautiful lap, and you can go over the line by a millimeter.
Yeah.
That lap's gone, and all the work you've just done is completely, reversed and taken back. And it's you're on the limit.
Yeah.
That's how it is when you're at the top of a sport. You're getting everything out of it, and sometimes you overstep.
Yeah. Speaking of rules, is there a fine system in there?
So they can actually, I think they can fine us up to $1 million.
Goodness gracious.
And I think it's that. Or no, I don't know.
Is it something that you got to like?
I don't know. It's something crazy.
Yeah, okay.
But they said they would never go there.
Okay.
They said they would. They said they would never go past like 25,000.
Okay, cool.
Can either of you do a backflip? This is a fan question.
No chance.
I could do a backflip.
So the question is, who would be most likely to land a backflip first attempt?
Not me.
I can do a backflip.
You can do one?
Yeah. Can I do a backflip?
Let's see it.
Let's see it. Do you need like a running start, or you could just do a standing?
Don't hurt yourself, please. I need you this weekend.
Ugh. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
I ain't finna do that.
I haven't done for years.
First one in a while.
Yeah. Probably like year and a half.
That's the first
Still got it.
backflip we've ever had.
That's love.
That's a first.
Cheers.
Just on a, I guess, athlete mentality. What are you different behind the helmet compared to how you are away from the field?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I gotta be, bro. I feel like I have to be, man. Like even in college, man, I used to get in fights all the time and stuff like that in practice because I always just had that passion and emotion. And all my teams would be like, "Man, you're crazy. Like, what's wrong with you? You're crazy." And off the field, I'm totally complete opposite. I'll joke around, laugh, kick it with you, whatever the case may be. But I feel like I have to tap into that mode, a different mode. But I feel like fans don't kind of separate that. They just see me going full speed, balls to the wall every time they see me, but they don't see the lighter side of it. You know what I mean? I feel like the same is kind of for y'all as well.
I feel like it's professional sport. It's
Yeah.
like competitive nature. If you're not competitive, something's wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, everyone's different for sure,
Mhm.
but I feel like you can't have friends.
Yeah.
Out there, once you're playing or once you're driving, and you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
You to go out and you and your team to go out and get the job done.
Is there like a certain thing you like kind of have to do, not have to do before races, but like, just to get you in that mode, or is it kind of just like an easy going type?
Man, the adrenaline.
Yeah, it comes on
Once the
itself.
adrenaline goes, it goes.
Yeah.
I feel, if anything, I more do like once I'm in the car, I try and do a bit more like breathing exercises.
Yeah.
If anything, calm down because
yeah.
I'm so amped up. I need to like bring myself back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know, maybe in football you want all that energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the car, you actually want to be you want to be aggressive, but at the same time you need to be, what the word is, I guess composed and calm, but at the same time have that aggressive mindset.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like I guess it's a bit of a weird and tricky place to get into. It's really easy to go too far one way or the other.
Yeah.
I don't know, I listen to music to try and get in the zone a little bit. I don't know if you.
Yeah, music for sure. I feel what you're saying about kind of that zone of going too far to one way or the other, because I've had games where I'm too relaxed and I've had games where I'm too uptight, and both of them just didn't work out in my favor. So it's hard to find that balance for sure.
I mean, it's something we work on as well. Like, I mean, I work with sports psychologists. He helps me along the way, trying to like find these little cues that can help you get into the right frame of mind. And as we were talking about before, like finding things that help build your mental energy.
Yeah.
We're back to back to back. You have to rebound quick, race to race. Whether it's been a good week and a bad weekend, whatever it may be.
I feel like it comes to a point that you have to really know yourself, and that's like the big part of it. And I can see a big improvement on that, even during the short time that just finding those. They can be kind of silly. Like, I'm not saying music is silly, but it can be like it actually works the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like instead of doing like this whole routine, you just shut your eyes, listen to music, and you get what you need.
You ever done a hot lap?
Never done a hot lap. I'm supposed to be doing one this weekend.
Oh, you're doing one this
Yeah,
weekend?
we're excited about
Oh,
it.
you're in for a treat.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Who's taking you around?
I'm not quite sure yet, but I just know it's supposed to be something on Friday, so I'm excited about it.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little nervous, but I'll get over it.
Have you ever seen Jimmy Butler's hot lap? Man, you gotta look it up.
He was screaming or something.
You gotta look it up on YouTube later.
All
He
right,
went for a hot lap with Lando Norris,
and
he was saying all sorts of stuff. Oh, it was funny.
but
I was cracking up.
I'm excited about it for sure.
It'll be interesting to see what you think. Like,
Yeah.
see a track for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's one thing to see it from up top, but actually being on the track, I'm excited about that.
Have you watched an F1 car live? Like,
Yeah, I came to the event last year, but
'cause I feel like TVs don't do it.
it
justice.
doesn't do it justice
You
at
know
all.
what I mean?
And even where I sat last year kind of didn't do it justice. I just saw it on like one little turn, so I just saw it for 5 seconds.
You gotta go to a high speed section.
Yeah.
And just watch us rip.
I got plans for that this weekend for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming on.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you having me.
I'm looking forward to watching you guys crush it this season, and I'm definitely going to be around at a few games. Elias, I'm sure you'll be back for some more.
Yes, sir. I'm
And,
looking forward to see y'all crush it this weekend, man.
Thank you very much. I want to see you, all the best with coming back from your injury.
Appreciate it.
And Yeah, kill it.
Sound good, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man.